Hello again and welcome to the Warhammer 40k Imperial Guard Tactics video. Now, today's video is going to be a bit of an interesting one. I'm not quite sure what to call it, so I'll probably come up with a name for it at the end. But what I'm thinking of calling it is my Krieg lightbulb moment, or Krieg 101. I know I've done an Armoured 101 video already this week. I try not to do more than one of those a week, but it's like a Krieg 101. What it really was I've been thinking more and more about getting my own Death Corps of Krieg army. I've been thinking about doing it with Anvil Industry Miniatures. It's not something I'm probably going to get around to doing this year. Like I said, it's Black Templars, then Cult, then Mordians, and then probably Death Corps sometime next year. But I'm thinking right now I can still always plan my army, wait for we're still on index forces of the Ashbert Arm index Forge World, so no need to worry about it until there's a Codex Forge World or Codex Krieg, which is kind of cool, Codex Krieg. But anyway, the point is I've been thinking about them and I've been looking into them, and I sort of had a light bulb moment. You see, a lot of people, and there's memes about it on the internet, and there's this general vibe around Krieg that they are the close combat guard army. And there's all these people that I imagine get into the Krieg army, get into Death Corps, and they're like, I'm going to bayonet charge my way across the board. And it's like, that is how the army is sort of sold. Like, yeah, you've got this, weapon skill 3+ guardsman, and you've got, but that's basically it from what I can tell. You've got weapon skill 3+ guardsman, and you've got this whole World War One vibe, so bayonet charge. But when you actually look at the Krieg, I don't think that they're meant to be a bayonet charge army. I think they're meant to be the other side of World War One, which is the absolute defense gunline army. Okay? The long range, just gunline. Now, some of you might be thinking, how have I come to that conclusion? Okay? Well, essentially, I think it's been part of how because I've been looking at Krieg and I've been trying to say, like, well, if I was to collect them, how would I use their tactics? How would I get the best out of their rules? And it's like, well, if I look at the Krieg Guardsman stats, yes, he's got weapon skill 3+, but he's still only toughness 3, and he only has 1 attack per model. So, one squad of 10 Guardsmen only gives you, with a sergeant with a chainsword, only gives you 12 attacks in close combat. That's not very good. And they're not even, and you've got very few ways of it. You've got, you can have a power sword in there, but then you've only got 11 attacks. And I've been on the receiving end of many a Krieg bayonet charge. They're very popular. They're one of the popular guard armies around here in general. I've probably faced Krieg 6 or 7 times in the last 12 months. And all the time those players will bayonet charge you. And this is against guardsmen, and they'll just bounce off. They'll kill like 3 or 4 guardsmen. And it's like, well done. You finally got your bayonet charge off and you bounced. And it's like, Krieg are not a close combat army, but they're actually really well built for long range shooting. Okay, what do I mean by this? Well, firstly, number one, you want to look at their, in inverted commas, regimental doctrine. Their regimental doctrine is cult of sacrifice. It means you take no morale checks for casualties caused by enemy shooting. That means you're basically fearless against shooting armies. So why would you want to start throwing your guys into combat where they can lose men to battle shock and close combat? People say, well, it's so you don't take casualties on the way up. Yeah, but the point is, I'm gonna charge. I'm gonna, let's say I lose half squad of guardsmen, and then I charge in. I'm just gonna bounce. Then the opponent will strike back, kill a few, and I'll take some battle shock, and the rest of the squad will run away. No, 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 no. Call to sacrifice is there so that you get to, so that you can win the shooting war. Second thing is, people say, well, they don't have orders like first rank fire, second rank fire, and it's like, okay, yeah. That is true, but you know what first rank fire, second rank fire encourages you to do, right? It encourages you to get into rapid fire range. To get within 12-inch range. You know what Krieg have? They have a order called Without Mercy. And all lasguns and hotshot lasguns change their type to pistol 2 until the end of turn. That just means it's like first rank fire. It just means you get an extra shot at long range. So think about it. You're not going to charge your guardsmen to close combat and then start using things like Without Mercy when they're still in combat so that they can shoot in the shooting phase and still do a couple of attacks in the... No, like shooting lasguns in close combat isn't going to swing the combat towards you. What the order does is give you 2 shots at 24-inch range, or at max, or at any range with your lasgun. In fact, this order actively discourages you from getting into rapid fire range because it provides no benefit within rapid fire range, none at all. I mean, it's just, when you think about it, what we've got here is an army that doesn't take any morale for shooting attacks and has maximum firepower at longer ranges. Where's the incentive to get close, guys? Where is the incentive to get close to the enemy? There isn't one. Okay? Now, that's basically... And when you think about it, the unit choices that Krieg are famous for, like quad launchers, Earthshaker batteries, generally static artillery. Well, guess what? It's static. It doesn't move. The point of the Krieg army is to play a defensive role. It's not to play an aggressive role. The 3+ weapon skill is not there so you can win close combat. It's there so that if you have to, you can counterattack. That's what it's there for. It's a counter-attack ability. It's not an attack ability. Okay? Last thing I want to say is, I mean, look at the another thing that Krieg are quite sort of famous for. They've obviously got their artillery, they've got their infantry, they've got their Mars pattern alpha Russes, which are fantastic. They get 2+ saves against weapons which are strength 4 or below. But the one I have seen a lot of people like to use with Krieg is the Styges Vanquisher, or Styges, whatever you want to say. Styges Vanquisher. You know what? That thing, if it stays still, gets +1 to hit. Hitting on a 3+. And it's like, okay, another reason why the army is clearly a gunline army. So how would I play Krieg? So this is my light bulb moment. If you want to do well with Krieg, don't go off bayonet charging the enemy. You're just not going to do very well. Instead, you want to gunline as much as you can. Again, another thing I want to say about this is Krieg gets access to loads of orders as well, because they get Marshal Venner and then Death Corps Marshals. Then you get Death Corps Field Officers, which are basically, Death Corps Field Officers are basically junior officers, Marshals are senior officers. But Death Corps Marshal Venner, Chris Venner, he's also, I think you get an extra order, so you can do like 12 orders with Krieg, I think, 11 or 12 orders. But don't forget that Krieg also gets, which is again, I think, in my opinion, a reason to to stick around is you get your to not get into close combat is you get your what the hell is it called, quartermaster, which gives you for each friendly Krieg infantry unit within 6 inches, you get a 6 at feel no pain. There you go. That's pretty good on the attack and on the defense, I'll admit. But again, it makes you even harder to shift when we talk about these combos in 8th edition. The enemy has to dig you out of like cover, because Krieg will probably be taking like an aged defense line or something, just because it fits with the fluff, having a trench network, maybe wall of martyrs or something. Enemies have to dig you out of cover. They're gonna have to, and then they're not gonna cause any battle shot casualties, and then you're getting that 6 at feel no pain on loads of people. Yeah, Krieg is really good as a defensive army, and when you need to get on objectives, you still have things like Death Riders that can outflank. Or keep it simple, you have move as an order. That'll get you 20 inches a turn relatively easily. That's pretty fast. A couple of turns, you'll be wherever you need to be. So there you go. That's my sort of thoughts on Krieg. My light bulb moment, guys. Krieg are not a close combat army. They're a shooting army. And we are, by memes and by Games Workshop and by other people online, we are missold how to use them. And I think a lot of people will make a lot of mistakes when first using Krieg. And I've seen them make a lot of mistakes. And it's kind of like such a shame to lose when you've got such a beautiful army, Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know what you think. Any Krieg players out there, give me your thoughts and feedback. Am I on the money here? Am I completely off? Thank you for listening, and I'll see you guys next time.